Well, hey everyone. Welcome to Club Divorcee, where we go from broken to blessed together. I am Elizabeth, and I am here with
Angela.
And we are here live at Java House Coffee Shop in Clay Terrace, Indiana.
Oh, Clay Terrace in Carmel, Indiana.
It's Clay Terrace, Carmel, Indiana. We're here at the Java Shop, and my drink is really good. What's yours?
My drink is really good. It's called the Brewski.
You got the brewski.
Yeah, don't be dismayed when you find out there's no alcohol in it.
Did she ask if you wanted 2% alcohol?
She asked me if I wanted 2% milk, and I thought she said 2% alcohol, and I go, what? Because I'm like, I don't want alcohol in my coffee. No thanks. She probably thinks, well, a girl, she's special.
What kind of Java house does she think this
Yeah.
is? Here in Carmel. So thank you for everyone who showed up here today to hang out with us at Java. And thank you for everyone who's hanging out live on Facebook. If you have not done so yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel because eventually we will be going YouTube live instead of just Facebook live. So subscribe. And in the meantime, we are here to talk about dating after divorce. And a recap from the last conversation that we had in our last meeting, we talked a lot about dating apps. And we will go back and rehash the do's and don'ts to that. But before we even get to that, we want to talk about the dating after divorce. And one of the biggest questions that people have is when? When is a good time to date after a divorce? Yeah. Did you have a set time?
I mean, you should wait until the ink is final, right?
Yeah.
File first.
File first. That's a good idea.
I mean, there
Don't
are
stay
some
married.
People, there are some people that
Yeah, there
they're
are.
like, oh, I'm getting divorced. I'm in smack dab in the middle of it. Start dating.
Oh, I was asked out by a guy who hadn't even filed yet. I was like, yeah, no, thank you.
I think it depends on how long you've been married. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are like suggestive rules on how long you should wait. You should
Sure.
definitely take that time to heal. You
Well,
know, like,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're just going to bring your baggage into the other marriage or into the other relationship. Not every dating relationship leads to marriage, but you're just going to drag that baggage if you haven't healed yourself from your wounds of grief and going through a divorce.
Oh, totally. And we'll
So
get
you
to
should
that
wait.
topic. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll get there
Yeah,
too.
you need some healing time.
So I did some research, and there is an article from Life Stance Help. They actually say there is no set timing. And
Okay.
a lot of counselors, a lot of therapists will actually say there is no set timing. Instead, you need to ask yourself this one question. Am I able to be fully present with a new person?
Okay. Yeah.
That is the question. If you are ready, okay.
Yeah.
But if you're not, then don't do it because it's not fair to yourself and it's not fair to the other
And be
person.
genuine with yourself. Like, are you really ready, or are you just looking to fill a void and
Oh,
fill
absolutely.
your pain? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. So when it comes to are you ready to date, one of the signs is about your feeling of confidence. That is when you know that you're ready to date. And when you are confident with yourself, you have this sense of being able to set a boundary or boundaries. And you can also know what you want from the dating versus what you thought you wanted at some point. Or maybe you didn't even know at all. So when you develop the confidence, then you do get to learn what it is that you want. And you are also being stable and independent. You're not relying on someone to fill that void that you once had. So those are some good signs about being confident and really knowing that you're ready to date. But here are some red flags.
Okay.
If you are not ready to date, I feel like Jeff Foxworthy here. Here's your sign. Emotional dysregulation. If you have frequent mood swings, here's your sign. You're not ready to date. If you are unresolved with your anger and you are so upset with your ex, here's your sign.
Yeah.
You are not ready to date. If your ongoing sadness keeps occurring and that impacts your daily life and it hurts your level of self-esteem, here's your sign. You're not ready to date. So all of these types of emotional dysregulations are major, major clues on helping you decide whether or not you are ready to date. So, I mean, having said that, I mean, have you ever been on a date with someone and the very first date they start talking about their ex?
I feel like almost every date I've gone on, they've talked about their ex.
Isn't that not crazy?
I don't like that. I don't want to talk about my ex on a date.
No.
I'd prefer not to talk about him at all.
Exactly.
I mean, we're eventually going to get there, but not the first
Eventually.
date.
That's
No,
the key phrase.
don't talk about your ex.
Eventually.
We don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. No,
Exactly.
not your ex.
No, exactly. But that's just one of the problems that happens. People go on dates all the time, and then first things first, they talk about their ex. It's like, why?
Yeah.
That's like a huge warning red flag right there. Walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away. End it. End it. Walk away.
So what has your experience been?
Oh gosh.
Do they usually talk about their ex? Because I'm honestly going to say they've talked about their ex in every single one I've gone on.
So yes, a lot of people talk about their exes, and it's almost as if like that is their comfort go-to topic because they can't think of anything else that they want to talk about.
Right.
And I was like,
Because
yeah,
that's the one thing we have in common. We're both exes.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, we're both divorced.
There we go.
Let's talk about our
Let's
exes.
share it.
Like,
No.
please don't.
Right.
Please don't. But yeah, I've had quite a few encounters, and like I said, there was one guy not too long ago who was still married, and then
What?
yeah, well, how about the time I was living in Florida? I was living in Florida, and I was dating a married guy who told me that he was divorced, and I spent the entire time dating this guy, not knowing he really wasn't divorced, and he had 2 kids.
That's awful.
Oh, it was terrible.
I did match with a guy. I think I shared this the last time. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I shared it with you off air. But we did match on Hinge. It was either Hinge or Upward. And I was on sabbatical. So I was taking time from my position at church and just kind of,
Oh, yeah.
I was going around to different churches and I matched with this guy and I was like, he had been on the worship team. And I was like, you are very much married. And little do you know that my friend serves on your worship team. So I verified that they were married.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that happens.
Even in the
I
places
didn't
you
say
least
anything. I
expect
swiped
it.
left. I'm like, that's not for me to
Good for you.
go scrolling down into.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So, say you have moved on and you are ready to date. There are 12 smart ways to make dating after divorce easier, according to a multitude of therapists. And it's from a magazine that I can't say with a straight face. If for anyone who has seen the movie Step Brothers, it's from the magazine Good Housekeeping. And if you haven't seen the movie, you got to see it to know what I'm talking about. But this is from the magazine. The very first one is talking about waiting till your divorce is final. Some therapists recommend 1 year to ensure your wounds are healed. And I will be one of the first people to admit I did not wait a whole year. And I can tell you how important it is to wait. And you wait until you are ready. Mm-hmm. I went from going through this divorce, he filed, I was a complete mess. And I went through all the emotions. I felt ashamed. I was hurt. I was mortified. I was embarrassed. I was lost, very, very lost. And instead of waiting till it was all final, I wanted to be held. I wanted to have a conversation with someone. I wanted to talk to someone, and I wanted someone to listen. And instead of taking that time to myself, and instead of doing what I should have done, which goes to church, which is another topic later, but I went straight to online dating, and I got onto Zoosk. And that's when I ended up meeting this guy who was going through a divorce himself. So it was kind of cool that we had these conversations on what to expect from both sexes during going through the divorce process itself. But at the same time, I went from the whole financial chaos and abuse and this divorce, and then I fall into this situation on and off 3-year drama-filled dating sabbatical with him, and that's turned into the whole mindset of being told no one's going to love you like me. That turned into one abuse, physical, one after another, and that's what led me to the ER with a major concussion that lasted about 3 months. So instead of actually taking care of myself, instead of actually resting and healing and seeking the counseling to better myself, I ended up doing what a lot of other people do and just go straight back into the dating world. And that led me down through a massive spiral. So I do advise that when you are ready for dating, make sure that you are in a safe place. please make sure your divorce is final and that you are actually healed from the
Absolutely.
process.
Yeah.
Don't go and seek another dating site or a dating app just because you think that's going to heal, because I can promise you it's not going
It's
to.
not. Yeah.
So, another one is to ask yourself, am I dating again for the right reasons? Do you want to date or do you need to date? Yeah. So, one book I read actually after my divorce is called Codependent No More. So, anyone who has not read that, anyone who is going through a divorce, especially the stay at home parents, whether you're the father or the mother, it's really hard to go through a divorce. And I can't imagine, especially if you've been married for so long and you have multiple kids involved, but you are a stay at home parent and you actually had to be codependent on the marriage. You had to be codependent on the situation because you were not the financial provider for the family. And now here you are going through this divorce and you're just like, holy shnikes, Batman, I got to get a job. What does this look like? Who's going to live where? How am I going to support my kids? How am I going to do all of this? And that book really does help guide you and give you a better direction on what to do so you don't feel like you're tied. You don't need to go date. You don't need to go and find someone to take care of you.
Yeah.
So
When you got divorced, were you working?
he did not want me to work. But
Okay.
what I did do is I started my massage business. And after our son was born, I asked him, I was like, I need to at least work one day a week.
Yeah.
For my sanity,
Right.
but also because for my license, I need to keep it fresh and I need to keep it going in order to keep my massage license.
Right.
So I was doing it one day a week, sometimes 2 days a week. And that was pretty much it. But there were times like he thought I was cheating or something and he would come into the studio and
Right.
make a big scene. But no, I was not making the same amount of money as him.
Right.
I was very codependent on him. I mean, it drained my savings dry because even though I wasn't working, he still wanted half the bills paid, and I never saw a single bill. So
Funny how that happens.
isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally funny.
I think that's a really good point for anybody that's a stay-at-home parent and feeling like their job is to provide for the family. Their job is to provide for the children, to provide for the home, to provide for their spouse. They do all the inside management. They are probably taking kids to school and to practice and to all their appointments, while their spouse is on the outside making the income and making the home function so that everything can function on the inside. And I think when we are in a relationship or in a marriage like that, I was a stay-at-home parent. I homeschooled my girls. I worked part-time, and financially, I didn't have the finances to be able to feel like I could leave. And he controlled every penny that I earned. So there is freedom on the other side of that. You can make sure that you make it. Don't stay in a marriage just because you're a stay-at-home parent and you're scared your finances won't be taken care of.
That's a very
Make
good
sure
point.
that you get out. If your marriage is no longer safe, get out. Don't worry about the financial side. Especially if you have your faith, God's going to take care of you.
Oh,
Say
totally.
that in prayer and get in a good church and make sure that you are solid and get down on your knees and pray because you're going to wear the carpet out.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Can I jump in on it?
Who wants to jump in? Oh, you want to jump in? Yeah.
I have a comment.
Okay. Yeah, you can come on in. Welcome back, Sam.
Hey, what's up? So, just hearing that, there's two sides to it. So, the stay-at-home mom,
Oh, it could be a stay-at-home dad.
I wasn't a stay-at-home dad. I
Okay.
was the dad that was constantly working and providing. But in the financial side of it, you know, there's always money that you're bringing in. You watch the account, you watch your bills, but you trust your wife at the same time. And when all of a sudden you see, like, afterwards, you start going back through things. And you're like, all right, you know, some of this doesn't add up. And, you know, $100 transfers to savings. And then all of a sudden, $200 comes out of savings. And all that money, where to go? There's no explanation for it. There's no, like, you know, there's not a new couch sitting in there.
Did she buy a Chanel bag?
You know, those suckers cost as much as a car. So probably not, unless, like, I just didn't see it. But that is the other perspective for guys,
It
though,
is,
is like,
absolutely.
watch your finances. That, like, if you're going into it dig into your finances and see where that money went, because there's
I
a
would
potential
say-
for thousands of dollars. Not to say that it's always the stay-at-home mom that's going to do that,
Right.
but if she doesn't have the income and she's planning like on the backside to leave you, there's going to be evidence of it. You can see it. Like the money trail is going to trickle down to, she either got money from somebody else or she was taking it from you the whole time and you never knew.
Wow.
That's a good point.
So,
So you guys had a joint account.
everything was joint. Everything was
so that's
purchased
how-
together, and it was never a thought like, oh, she's going to take money and squirrel it away, but it happened.
Man.
Could have bought another car.
Well, you just did, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're divorced. It's over. You can do whatever you want now.
Not that that's related to dating or anything, but from the divorce side, there's always two sides. There's the other perspective of it's not always the stay-at-home mom, but what about the dude that's out there working all the time and you expect the honesty? And
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
should
times they
expect
don't
honesty. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, going back to all of that, I mean, it's codependent no more. And I mean, unfortunately, people get divorced. One of the reasons is because of lack of communication and there's a lack of trust. So there probably are some financial situations where it gets involved too. So, yeah, good communication, knowing where your finances are going, always a good idea. And when it comes to being divorced, though, don't feel like you have to date because you need to date because you need that financial person back in your life. Because you're right, Angela, it's going to work itself out. God has a way and He has a will, and it will all be good. So, moving on to the next one, another smart way to make dating after divorce easier is set reasonable expectations. Don't be like Tone Loc going on a date for the first time and she starts talking plans about her wedding. It's actually in the song. So instead, treat it as a new experience in your new life. Get to know these people. Don't start immediately planning your wedding, okay? In fact, another tip is please, 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 this is a red flag. Do not start comparing your new partner with your ex. That is another, here's your sign, Jeff Foxworthy, you are not ready to date. Please, please, please do not compare. There is no comparison. The next tip is to be honest about your past. This kind of goes hand in hand with the whole dating app thing. Please don't lie on your profile. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like, what's the point? Because you're looking for someone who's going to have the same values that you're looking for. So if you're going to lie about who you are, you're going to throw a filter up, you're going to look like you're 20 pounds lighter and 40 years younger. What is the point? You're going to meet this person in person, but at the same time, you want someone who has the same values. So what's the point of lying? Mm-hmm. None. So please be honest about your past and your life. Next, go slow at first. It encourages that you take the time to talk and go on dates and maybe even be friends with the person first. So please don't go on a date. Start talking about your wedding. Start talking about when you're moving in together. Just get to know each other first. Be friends first. That's always a good idea. Next, make space for your feelings to bubble up. So it's encouraged that you should embrace your emotions. You're going to have different emotions when you get back in the dating world, especially the first time you get back in the dating world. You're going to feel maybe a little bit of anxiety. You're probably going to feel excited, and then you're probably going to feel emotions of guilt, maybe a little bit of hesitation. Maybe you're going to start wondering, okay, should I really go meet this person? Am I really ready to meet this person? Is this person a clown? I don't know what to do, and I don't know if I'm ready. So be patient with your emotions. Have some compassion for yourself. Understand that you're going to go through these emotions. And remember that it's okay to have your own wants and your needs. Don't feel like you have to go out on this date just because you said so. Don't feel like you need to go on this date. If you're not ready, you're not ready. But if you have these different emotions, embrace them and accept them. But also remember that you deserve to be happy too. So don't feel like you have to be guilty and that you have to do this date if you're not ready to. Would you concur to that?
Yes.
Okay. So another one is know your priorities. So here's a good one. Another great way to know that you're ready to date is that you stick to this stuff. One of the questions of knowing your priorities are what are you looking for in a partner? Right?
Yeah.
So, do you want to share anything that you're looking for in a partner?
They need to be a Christian. And
Oh,
they
totally.
need to actually be one. Like I need to see it in your life. I need to see you in the word. I need to see you praying. Like that needs to be forefront. You need to have a job.
That's a good
there
one.
are qualities that you got to have.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be kind. I need a kind person. That's
Okay.
kind to a cashier or kind to children. And, there's some qualities that I look for. I have a checklist, so, and
Yeah.
I see your red flags real easy. And then I'm done.
Okay. Do you want to share anything else about it? What's on the list?
I mean, no.
Okay. Okay. I'm
That
just
list probably
curious.
gets a little bit longer as we go.
Well, I mean, being a Christian, yes, that's also on my list too. So someone who does put God first, and if you can hammer something, that would be even better.
Oh, yeah. If you could.
Yeah, if you could actually take a hammer. I know
If
my
you
mom's
are a
laughing at me
Mr.
right now.
Fix-It, you're a winner. And if you can't fix it, or if you like take the hammer and you bash your thumb and you don't cuss, I'm smitten. Yeah. I just am.
That's funny.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
You're so
it-
cute.
yeah. So I mean, bottom line, if you can hammer something, awesome. If you know how to put oil in a car, that's even better. So I don't have to go to a car dealership every 5,000 miles, I think is what it is. That would be also helpful. But someone who is the head of the house, someone who is the protector. I need to feel protected.
Yeah.
That is something else that's on mine. But here's the other big thing. Like, you also have to not only know what you're looking for in a partner, you also have to know your deal breakers.
Absolutely.
I let that go time after time after time again. And it wasn't until maybe a few months ago, after my heart surgery, I was like, you know what? I think, yeah, I'm done. I'm done dating. I'm done with any of this and all of this. And then what I am done with, for sure, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, is that I'm not going to deal with anything that's going to be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's always a good idea to have those deal breakers. For example, like, I'm not going to date someone who smokes, and I'm not going to date someone who's not a Christian.
Right.
Those are like the biggest things. And if you don't work out, I would highly encourage you to work out, because I have to. I have to have a healthy lifestyle. And I don't want to date someone who's sitting on their thumbs on the couch, playing video games, eating a bag of Cheetos with a Mountain Dew. I'm sorry. That's one of my deal breakers too. And I know it sounds pretty
It sounds like you're
mean.
describing a 20-year-old. But I think you're describing some 40-year-old.
Exactly. Grown men do that stuff too.
I know.
Which is
Yeah.
kind of sad.
I mean, you can play your occasional video game.
Oh, see, I don't.
I mean, I don't, but you have to have an escape. Like an occasional, that's okay. Especially if they want to play it with your kid.
So that's one thing. Like,
Right?
if you want to actually
But
play
I
with
don't
my
know.
son, okay, I
Okay.
get that.
Yeah.
But like,
But not a lot.
if you are just sitting there and you're playing video games all day, I'm
While
like,
I make dinner and I sweep the floor, oh, no, buddy. You better get up off that couch.
no, exactly.
Yeah, we're going to have a problem.
And getting off the couch doesn't mean going to Planet Fitness and taking a dad bod selfie in the locker room. Like, I worked out today, because clearly you did not.
I better go hammer something, right?
Exactly. Go hammer something, please. Or at least pretend to hammer something. You can act like you're doing it, and I'll still accept it. Just pretend. If you have a cowboy hat, that's even better. Just saying. But
I think that the important thing is that you don't settle on someone because they appear like something that you would want to date. Like, don't sell yourself short on your priorities or somebody that you're looking for, because you're not going to be happy in the end. Like,
No,
go after
absolutely.
what it is that you want in someone. You're going to find them eventually.
right.
Don't settle. You're not going to be happy.
Exactly. And that also kind of goes back and reflecting to the very first point about making sure you are ready. Because when you're not, you start settling for anyone and any guy or girl, for that matter, any partner who's actually going to pay attention to you,
Yeah.
whether it's going to be a negative or a positive, whether they're going to hurt you financially, physically, emotionally, you don't care, because you're getting the attention that you want.
Right.
And you're not mentally ready. So you're going to settle. You
Yeah.
will settle for anything to get the attention and the love that you didn't get in your marriage. So absolutely, those deal breakers go on the landslide. So it is good to know your priorities. It's good to know that. But one of the best ways of doing it is when you are actually mentally healthy and ready to move on.
You have to consider that your kids will be the collateral damage. So anybody that you're bringing into your life, you're introducing your child or your children to, if that relationship doesn't work out and you've introduced those people to your kids, then they're the ones that are getting hurt in the end. You might receive the damage too. But you're an adult. You can deal with it and you can move on. Your children cannot.
Totally. The last priority that you should know are what are the values you're most looking for. So again, knowing what you want, knowing exactly what you want and not settling.
Yeah.
And moving on to number 8, it says, be informed about online dating. What are your goals? And find the app that best matches. So I know we talked a lot about the dating apps in the last podcast, and there were so many to choose from. And one of the reasons why there are so many, because everyone has their own different goals. Are you looking for marriage? Are you looking for a fun Saturday night and not remember their name or phone number the next day?
Are you looking for a sugar daddy?
Exactly. Or a sugar baby, whatever the case may be. You want Ashley Madison, to each their own. Whatever your goals are, then you can find the app that matches best. Because if you're looking for just a one-night hookup, I guarantee you're going to be wasting your time on eHarmony.
Everybody's face is like, what's a sugar Madison? What was it? What was
Ashley
it
Madison.
Ashley Madison.
Ashley Madison is like a secretive type of dating app for threesomes, for example. They could be
is that
married
what that's
people.
for?
They could
See,
be.
I've never been on there.
They are very exclusive with their names. So believe it or not, we are in a city that's very high with that kind of traffic. Sarasota, Florida was very high with that kind of traffic, which you would never think of, but I lived there. It was awkward.
That's really gross.
Yes.
Kind of left out Sugar Mama and Pool Boy.
Oh, okay.
Pool boy, yeah, especially in Sarasota.
You can find those?
But yes. How do you find those?
It's poolboy.com.
How do you know that, Sam?
I'm on there. I'm number 3.
Number 3. So you actually left a comment, one of your best first dates is going to Taco Bell.
In what,
that when you went-
Cabela's? Taco Bell and Cabela's.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can go hand in hand, but, you know, a lot of guys put on their comments, and they weren't bad ideas, you know, the nice restaurants, the wine, the drinks, all that. But you go on 2 or 3 dates, throw her off. You know, take her to a cheap date and a walk, or something to where she's expecting all this extravagant dating and everything. Get to know who she really is. Take her to Taco Bell. See what her face looks like then.
Okay.
You know, and then, you know, by the end of the night, depending on how long the date is,
Oh, sweetheart, you took me to Taco Bell. It wouldn't go long at all. I would leave the car and Uber my ass home.
but it's just simply about, like, it's not always this fancy date. Like, after you've been on 2 or 3 dates, like, you know, do something simple and it's not crazy expensive. Get to know who they really are. It's not about, you know, oh, it's always the fancy dinner or the exciting date night with all the fancy different things.
I don't like a fancy date night for a first date or a first couple of dates.
Yeah.
I would prefer like something small, something I can get out of really quickly if it's not going.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, if we're not feeling it,
Yeah.
you know, something coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee's always good.
We'll get to that fun topic. But the reason why I mentioned that, Sam, I was like, man, if you're a pool boy and you got a sugar mama offering you a first date to Taco Bell and Cabela's, I was wondering what that was like.
Well, the Taco Bell's the cheap part. The Cabela's is the expensive part.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so another good tip is to not rush to introduce a new partner to your family. So as you have mentioned, we've talked about, if kids are involved, don't rush it. So one of the biggest
How long
tips.
do you think you should wait? How long do you think you should wait for that?
So some therapists actually say.
Wait.
It's funny you say that.
I'm going to use that.
Some therapists actually encourage 6 months. Some say 1 year, but
Okay.
they also say there is no set timeline.
Right.
It just really depends on when everybody is ready. But one of the biggest factors is to make sure your partner's in this for the long haul.
Yeah.
This isn't just you guys casually dating. This isn't just date number 5. This is something that you two are in a commitment together, and you guys are both in this for the long haul. That is when it's appropriate to introduce the kids. Looks like you have a comment or a
We
phone.
do have a comment.
What do we got?
Tom I'm not going to say your last name because I might mispronounce it, but it says, though dating apps are a good concept and get away from the bar hookups, the biggest problem is the amount of fake people on them. Whether it's male or female, there is no honesty anymore.
You are so right.
You are so right, Tom.
In fact, if you listen to our previous podcast talking about the deets on dating apps, you'll hear us talking about the fakeness. In fact, we've encouraged the number one thing that men have a complaint about is how fake women are.
Yeah,
So we
all the
talked about,
filters.
stop with the filters. But you're absolutely right, and thank you for leaving that comment.
And so many catfish. I mean, we addressed that the last time, but there's so many catfish out there, like scams and not real people. And you waste your time talking to someone that you think is real and they're not.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, so I had a client come to me on Monday, and I was going to tell you about this here in a minute, but so he was not on any dating apps. There was a recruiter from LinkedIn that reached out to him and said, "Hey, I'm a recruiter for Talkify, and
Okay.
this lady has a lot of qualities that I think you should go on a date with." So anyway, we're talking about that conversation, and then I was like, "Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. So Talkify is going onto LinkedIn and recruiting people to go on dates?
Yeah, Talkify is that matchmaking app that
So
I
they're going
told you.
through LinkedIn.
That's how
Okay.
this one recruiter
Okay.
did.
Tell me.
So, but anyway, before I get to that, we were talking about the dating apps and everything, and it reminded me, one of my dear friends who actually was my guidance counselor in my undergrad, he reached out to me. He said, "Hey, I saw you on Christian Mingle. Are you dating again?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not on Christian Mingle." And he shows me a picture from like my undergrad years. And I was like, I haven't been on that thing, and I couldn't tell you how long, and much less I never last long on them anyway. He was like, "I just saw your photo." I'm like, so to your case in point, yes, there's a lot of fake people out there, because I was like, I promise you, I am not on any dating apps.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank God it was my counselor that said something versus God knows what. I mean, I don't know. But I was like, yeah, it's not me. And he's like, well, I'm going to try and send you a message to see if you get a notification. And I never got a notification.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did he get a message back?
No. But it's just
Okay.
case point.
It's just, yeah.
It is a photo. It's like they're random profiles that are out there, and you just don't know.
I'm sure somewhere
crazy.
in the terms of agreement that you are relinquishing your photos. If anybody reads that fine print, I don't read the fine print. I just click the box and say yes.
Oh, see, I
Do
don't.
you read all the fine print?
No,
No.
but I do
I'm
cancel.
sure you lose access. I don't know.
I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you the last time I was on there. It was like week before my marriage. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the Talkify thing.
Okay.
So from what I understand, this works. He gets a notification from the recruiter and said, "Okay, I have this client who is paying us to find matchmakers." Now, if you look up the Talkify app, it actually promotes dating for business people who don't have time to invest into the actual dating apps. Hire a matchmaker. He's like, "Okay, well, part of the rule is you can't see the profile photos." So you have this recruiter from LinkedIn saying, "Okay, well, go meet this person at this restaurant. Do not exchange names and numbers. You do not exchange phone numbers.
Okay.
They're not allowed to.
Or names?
I mean, you get the first name, but I don't think you can do your last name. So no, you can't
Okay.
exchange the last names. You can't
It
exchange
sounds like
phone
a
numbers.
really bad reality TV show that I would love to watch.
I'm sure there's something on Netflix. But they go meet, and when they're done, they both contact the recruiter, and they say yay or nay for number 2.
Okay.
So he gets there. She is extremely unattractive to him.
Oh.
Like, she is extremely overweight, and he is more of the healthy lifestyle. And they had nothing in common. He was like, "I have no idea why this recruiter contacted me, why this recruiter put me in this situation." They left. He immediately called her and said, "I'm not doing this ever again."
Talkify is not getting a good rating right now.
No. Well, come to find out, she confessed to him she paid $3,000
To go on the date?
to go on Talkify to try and find her a man.
Oh.
So I think that's another reason why this lady was on here looking on LinkedIn trying to find
Just trying to
someone
find somebody.
to go on a date with this poor lady.
Oh, wow.
And then he goes, and I never signed up for Talkify, but he goes, Couple weeks later, the same recruiter contacted me, and he went on another date with a different chick. And this
And?
other chick, she's shaved underneath her head, so she had like this whatever shaving all on the right side, completely unattracted to him, and also nothing in common. So he calls the recruiter. He's like, "What are you doing? What kind
you're
of
really bad at your job.
Exactly?" He's like, "This is ridiculous." So he had zero luck. He's like, "I'm not signed up for it, but I do find it really sad that people that do sign up to be on this type of dating site are willing to spend that much money to
Well, you
hire
did say that.
someone,
Yeah.
to find them someone." And he's like, "I hate to say this, but it's not working."
Yeah. You know what that is? That's a person that's not healed.
Oh, I would totally agree.
Yeah.
You're willing to spend that
That's
much money for a
so sad.
matchmaker.
But what did
I'm
we
like,
talk about the last time? What was it? $300 a month is what most people
Yes.
invest in the talk or in the dating apps.
Yes, a person will spend an average of $300 a month for dating. But Talkify, I mean, people are willing to spend $3,000 for a matchmaker. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was the whole experience with Talkify. So I know we went a little off the tangent here. But when it comes to introducing the person to your family and getting back on track here, is really, really special. And it's very, very important when it comes to the kids and making sure that both parties are in it for the long haul. And please don't rush it because it provokes confusion, it provokes anxiety and all sorts of mixed emotions with the kids. And having said that, when it's time, go lightly with the kids. Assure them that they are first in the hearts. Talk to them about their feelings and let them know that it's okay to be angry and to be upset. It's a change. It is a change, and it's a change for everybody. Even going through the divorce is a change. So encourage them to ask questions and express their concerns. And number 11, we're almost done with this list. Good housekeeping. Number 11 is keep growing. Remember, no relationship is perfect. And every single relationship takes a lot of work. Consider attending therapy and increasing your self-awareness. Heal yourself so you can attract healthy people. I am a firm believer in that. You are who you attract.
Yeah.
So if your mentality is healthy, you have the tendency to attract healthier people.
That's right.
So, and lastly, this article talks about above all else, trust yourself. If you get a bad feeling, move on. Always trust your gut. Always trust your heart. Remember that dating is interviewing. Don't be afraid to end a date or stop dating someone if you sense that red flag or something just seems off.
That's right.
And it also encourages you to beware of a person who blames their ex or everyone else for all of their problems. That is one of the biggest things. Hurt people hurt people. And it's so true. But if you're going to sit there and you're just going to blame your ex and blame other people for all of your problems, you're not ready to date. In fact, you're not ready to be with anyone except for Jesus and a counselor. Just saying. So having said that, there's one thing that the article didn't mention, and one thing I wanted to throw in here is that above all else, you trust in God. It's always about his timing. It's always about his will. It's never about your own. And if you think it is, he will redirect you because you're wrong.
What do you think about red flags? I was thinking earlier this week as we were, preparing for where we were going to meet, and just thinking like, well, my red flags are not your red flags, and your red flags are not somebody else's red flags. Red flags don't always mean something bad, and I
No,
think that
not
we
at all.
make sure. I think that we always talk red flags are like this bad thing about a person, but they're not always necessarily red flags. Are there usually red flags that are bad? Yes, we all know what those are. But red flags in somebody doesn't mean they're a red flag for somebody else.
Oh, true. And some
You know?
people are so hurt, they think everything is a red flag, or
Yeah.
they think everyone's a narcissist.
Yeah.
When the true population is 3%. So it's
Yeah.
like, you're right. So when it comes to the red flags, teach their own. Everyone has their own. But I think that also comes with their standards and their expectations.
Right.
Absolutely. So no, there are red flags. Which ones are the ones that are dangerous? That are no. Which ones are the ones that you're willing to deal with?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So enough with all of that. So here you are.
Are we going to get into fun stuff?
We're going to get some fun topics real quick. So you're healthy. You're ready to go. You got through those 12 steps /13 if you want to talk about God, which was my recommendation. And now you're ready to actually go and date. So you decide to exchange numbers and you're ready for that date. Where do you go? So there were some people who shared their stories. And
Taco Bell and
Sam's
Cabela's.
Taco Bell and Cabela's. And then you have Brian out there. He talked about a good location was Cooper's Hawk Wine Club, which I have not done the wine club, but I do like Cooper's Hawk. They have an amazing barrel red wine that you cannot buy from the bottle. It's straight from the barrel, so the glass is awesome, and they're really good Brussels sprouts, I will say that. But he mentions it's something casual, something relatively inexpensive, and there's other people around. And if it goes well, then you can go sit at the bar, go get
Right.
a table, and actually enjoy a meal together, and
I
you can
saw that
continue
comment.
on with the date. Yeah,
Yeah, it
And-
seemed like a good plan.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, you can end it, or if you guys want to continue, then you can get a table, and I think that's
Exactly.
a great idea.
Exactly.
I've never been to Cooper's Hawk.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Cooper's Hawk?
No.
I think they're based out of Illinois, but it's like a Midwestern kind of place. It is really good.
Okay.
It is really good. Like, I'm telling you, those Brussels sprouts are freaking amazing.
I do like Brussels sprouts.
They're so awesome. Not as awesome as my mom's because she likes to do the bacon wrapped ones, which I learned
Okay.
from her, but they're pretty cool. James, you had mentioned men should initiate, and I absolutely agree with that. I
Yes.
will not get on Bumble because I will not make the first move. I'm a girl, and that's not my thing.
Is that what Bumble does?
Yes.
Ew.
Girls
No.
yeah, that's why I won't do it. I was like, guys make the initiation. And he said if it's cold outside, go to dinner, which I say supper. So I guess it depends on what time frame you're talking about. Because to me, dinner's at noon, supper is in the evening, and then you go to drinks. Or if it's warm outside, then you go for a walk on the Monon Trail, which here in Carmel, it's a public trail that used to be a railroad train and track, and it goes all the way downtown, actually, and you can go all the way north past Sheridan now, I believe. So it's a really, really long trail, but it is a public trail, and there are actually law enforcement that go up and down the trail. So it's nice and safe. You're not actually in a park by yourselves. So he had mentioned that. Then you had Joel, who also agreed that men take the initiation and they do the planning. He said make the reservations. If he's making the reservations for 6 o'clock, he expects people to be there at 5:55 for it. But he said keep it simple, keep it quiet, walk, coffee, food, whatever. And he's like, no movie theaters. And I highly agree with that.
do
Do
not
not
go
do
to a
movie.
movie.
No, I'm
You
not a
can't
movie
even
person
talk.
anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't talk.
No.
Or I know one place actually and said, hey, why don't you go to a comedy show? I'm like, you can go to a comedy show, but again, you can't talk.
You can't talk. You got to listen to the comedian.
Exactly.
And if you're talking, he's going to call you out and make you one of his jokes.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do
Don't do
that. Especially for a first
He's
date.
going to point out everything bad about you. Your date's going to be like, never mind.
Yeah, and don't sit in the front row. Lesson learned on that one. I'll never sit in the front row of a comedy show again.
Why? What happened?
Oh my gosh, this one lady, I was with a coworker. This was back when I worked in insurance. I was working in bonds and surety. I was a licensed producer, agent, whatever you want to call me. And there was a coworker that came into town, and we all had to go out downtown. And so we go downtown. We go to this comedy show, and this lady was talking about expectations and talking about being single and this and that. And I'm like, oh no. And she, of course, was like, well, who's here single? And I'm like, shit. And I'm looking around, and I was like, raising my hand. And she looked down at me, and she's like, how are you single? You're surrounded by this person and this person. I'm like, they're not my boyfriends, and they're not my husbands. And she's like, oh. And then she started calling me out. You know what you need to do? You need to lower your standards. And she started telling me, like, how to live my life. And I was like, no, I do not need to lower my standards. And, like, we almost got into it in the middle of the comedy show.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think so, Scooter. Not lowering my standards. Sorry, not sorry. I was like, plus, if you saw the looks of him, I was like, we're definitely not boyfriend and girlfriend because I wouldn't have agreed to it. So, anyway, so kind of some good ideas. We appreciate that. But where are some places to go? And every state has different places, which can be like really cool and really different. Here in Indianapolis, we have a botanical garden downtown. That would have been really cool to go to for a first date. Most common.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
actually, I called them to see if we can have it there, and they're like, we don't have a place for you on a Saturday. I'm like, darn it. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, hopefully we'll go back to Sundays soon.
And it's not a very expensive date.
No, it's like $5 a person, I think.
It's very quiet, very
By
peaceful.
the way, men, you should be paying for that.
Yeah. Very quiet, very peaceful. I've been there. Beautiful in the summer. You can walk outside. There's fountains. Very nice place.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
But the most common, of course, is a coffee shop, which is another reason why we're here at Java House, here in Clay Terrace, Carmel, Indiana. It is Carmel, not Carmel. Another few other places they talk about is a museum, an art gallery, a nature walk. Again, watch out and make sure there's people there.
Yeah.
Farmers markets, arcades, barcades, and then you have cooking classes, which I don't know that I would go to for my first date, and my mom is going to be laughing at me on this one. I don't have the patience to cook. I'll cook if I have to, but I don't have the patience for it. Someone here?
Yes.
Oh, cool. And then a pottery painting class or an art studio. Those are some top places to go. But here are some tips when it comes to your date. Keep it short and sweet to your case in point. And if it goes well, do something else.
Yeah.
So maybe come up with a backup plan or something else in addition to what you originally plan on doing. Focus on the conversation. Choose something that allows you to talk. Again, no movie theaters, no comedy clubs. If you guys are really into the health thing and crazy activities, you can go putt-putt, go bowling, go do something where you guys can actually have a conversation but still have fun. But also consider their interests. Tailor the date to what you know about them and what they've mentioned before. If they've mentioned that they like to go bowling, then maybe you should suggest going bowling for the first date. Think about them. We have another comment.
Oh, we do.
Okay? Everyone's laughing.
All right. Jessica says, you guys are awesome. She just woke up from a nap and she is still sick. She has lost her voice. I saw her yesterday, but they're cooking dinner and listening and that she loves us.
Aw.
Tom comments again, basically, it's trust your gut and follow God's path because we all have one. And he said, don't forget the zoo. That's a really good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one, Tom.
You know what I miss about the zoo?
What?
I want to ride the elephants.
They don't do that anymore?
No, you can't ride the elephants anymore at the zoo.
I didn't know that.
That would have been so much fun. How romantic would that be on a first date going
Yeah.
elephant back riding? Is it elephant back riding?
Yeah.
So, hi, we have another guest. Welcome. So that would be fun too.
Yeah, that is
That's
a good
a great
one. Thank
idea.
you.
And Jessica,
Yeah.
we love you too. We hope you feel better.
Yeah, I hope you get your voice back.
Yeah. Hopefully we see you tomorrow at church maybe. But so there's just some fun places. What's really cool is wherever you live, you can Google and just look and research the top unique places to go and visit, whether it's a really cool train station that turned into a museum, whether you want to go on a really cool train ride from city to city. There's so many things that you can do other than just the coffee shop if you want to go above and beyond. But here you are, you're at this date. What do you guys talk about? First and foremost, not your ex. We do not talk about our exes, okay? No matter what, do not talk about your ex.
I mean, make sure you do have an ex, obviously.
Yes.
You can establish that.
Yeah. Just don't
But
talk about it.
that's as far as it goes.
Yeah. You don't need to talk about him.
Oh my
or her.
gosh.
We don't need to know that.
No.
Don't need to know that information.
I went on a first date and he wanted to know all the financial and what is your college plan? And I'm like, my kids are 9 and 10. I don't know.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
no.
Yeah.
That was one date. So
That was one date.
yeah, we talked a lot about his ex.
But do you think that more women talk about their exes versus guys talking about their exes? Or do you think it's a good 50-50 on that?
I'm gonna tell you, every date that I've gone on, the man has talked about his ex, and I would prefer not to talk about mine.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why. And most of them are I get along really well with my ex. I don't know. Okay, your dad's saying a red flag. I
Dad-
view that as a red flag.
If they get along with their exes or if they don't?
If they continue to make sure that I know that and they address it multiple times,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Talk is cheap. I'm going to have to see it.
yeah,
I think it's great if you do get along with your ex
I think
for
so
the sake
too.
of your children. It is great.
But I think there's a
But
line.
I don't want to just don't talk about your exes on dates.
Yeah, totally.
Talk about yourselves.
But I think there's a line too. It's one thing to get along with your ex. It's another thing when you're inviting your ex over to watch a movie with your kids together, and you're actually making supper together. And this,
People do that. I'm not doing that.
Yes. So the last guy I was dating, his ex-wife was constantly inviting him over. Come over. Let's watch a movie
No,
together. And
I
he's
know
like,
that one.
our kid's not even home right now. And
Oh.
so there's a line. There's one thing if you get along with your ex, but it's another thing if you get really along with your ex. I think that's a little too much.
Yeah.
There's a barrier there. But yeah, please don't talk about your ex on the first date, though. Please don't. And here's another thing, guys. I'm saying guys because this happens almost every date I have gone on. Please don't tell me about your vasectomy the first date, much less the first 5 minutes of our first date. I don't want to hear that. And unfortunately, it does come up. It came up a lot in my 30s, though, more so than in my
Wait,
40s.
it came up more than once, not just one date?
Yes.
Multiple people have told you that?
Yes.
Why?
Because when guys are in their 30s, especially their late 30s, most of them are settled down. Like they've
Okay.
already been married, they've already had their kids, and now they want to meet someone who they're ready to just move on from that stage in life.
Okay.
So the first 5 minutes of a conversation, I go out and it's like, oh, I had a vasectomy. I hope that's not a problem.
I
And I'm
guess
like,
he's just getting it out in the open that if we go from here, there's not going to be kids
Yeah.
with me. I mean, I
Generally-
get it.
But then,
But maybe save that for the third date.
well, I don't know because I can understand that you don't want to waste anybody's time.
You don't.
So
but
I can
is a third
totally
date a waste
understand that.
a third date's not a waste of your time.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just a topic that happens. And what's crazy is now that you get in your 40s, and a lot of people are becoming empty nesters, so that doesn't become the first topic of conversation once
Right.
you hit that decade. But in the 30s, I was like, oh my gosh, like why is it it's coming up every single time?
Right.
So I just find that
I
humorous.
think we should say we're not bashing men. We're giving you a little feedback because we've been in the dating world. We've been on the apps. We've gone on dates. These are just the things that we as women have experienced
Oh, totally.
that men talk about, and we're not dogging you. We're
No.
just saying maybe don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And it goes the same for women. There are certain things that you should not be talking about when you're on a date. Don't tell some man you got your tubes tied or something. If they still do that, I don't even know.
I don't know. Or, I don't know, any type of surgeries that you had or going to have, or I don't know. Like, there's three guys in the room here. If any of you guys want to chime in and talk about this, let us know.
I just want to preface that it goes both ways, but two women are on the microphone, so
I
we're a
know.
little
So if any
biased
guy wants to chime in here,
we're a
feel
little
free
biased.
to. Oh, okay. All right, Sam, what is it that you don't want to hear a girl talk about on the first date?
I'm scared.
Well, it kind of goes back to, first off, to the guys. Don't walk around it. This is not the Humane Society where it has your picture and then your gender assignment. And, oh, by the way, he's been neutered and vaccinated.
Right.
So don't do that. But on the same term, for women, you don't have the conversation about, well, would you like 7 more kids? Or, by the way, I'm neutered, so we can't have any. That's not the conversation you have on a first date.
Women get spayed.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It depends on how long
mean-
you've been.
Red flag.
But yeah, those are not conversations for the first, probably second, third date. Like,
Right,
that's
yeah.
not a thing.
Right.
Yeah, keep that to yourself.
I'm glad those conversations did not come up on any of my first dates.
Well, you were also married in your 30s, right?
I was married in my 30s. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's just funny how that happens.
40s change you, and we're talking about other things.
Conversations change
I guess so, yeah.
because you start dating people in your 40s, and like I said, they're on their way to be empty nesters
We're talking about retirement plans and 401ks.
in IRAs.
Yeah.
Yes. Vacations.
In college plans.
Exactly. Maybe that's why you got asked about yours. So I don't know. But yeah, things change when you get older. But another thing to not talk about is please don't talk all about you. Remember, this is more like an interview. You're getting to know this other person. So don't spend the entire time talking about you. You. Please don't. But nonetheless, please don't talk about all the materialistic things that you have or that you want. I mean, at the end of the day, what does that really matter when you're trying to interview each other to make sure you guys are compatible and you guys are going to share the same interest? Whether that interest is something materialistic or not, but that's not something you have to talk about all the time. Whether you drive a Maserati or whether you drive the next Prius, it doesn't matter. Don't talk about the things that you have and all the materialistic things you have. That's not the best topic of conversation to have. But when it comes to the do's, though, here are some other items that you can talk about instead of whether or not you've been spayed or neutered. You can talk about hobbies. You can talk about travel, including the foods and drinks that you like. Talk about your passions, pop culture and the media. Talk about like other books that you guys like or dislike, movies, podcasts, Club Divorcees podcast maybe, or it's things about your childhood and personal life. But when it comes to your childhood and your personal life, just talk
be
about the things.
careful.
Talk about things that are funny. Maybe it's like a funny tradition. Don't talk about a negative
Right.
manner
Don't
of your
talk about
past.
your daddy issues or anything like that.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't talk about that just yet. Talk about your ambitions and your goals instead. Ask get to know you questions like, what is your ideal weekend? What about your daily routines? And this or that. So, are you an early bird or are you a late night owl? Learn about their family. Here's one of my favorite questions: like, who are the special people in your life and why? What brought you to this city? What is your dream job? And what's one special quality of yours? So there are so many other conversations that you can have versus talking about your ex and versus are you spayed or neutered? Is that okay? So there's some fun topics. So
Embrace it and have fun.
Embrace
You're
it
divorced
and have
You're
fun.
single in the big town of Hamilton County.
or wherever
The
you
world
are.
is your oyster, and you can date whoever you want as long as they're not married, unless you go for that kind of thing.
Totally.
But have fun. Be
Totally.
yourself.
Yeah.
And if it's not working, bail. And if it's working, go on date number 2.
See how you feel.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's fun.
I'm glad
I
you
mean,
think it's
actually, I
fun.
think dating sucks, but it can
was
kind
gonna
of
say,
be fun.
I
I really
hate
don't like.
dating.
I don't like dating.
I hate it. I'm
I
terrible
really,
at
I
it.
really do.
I am so bad at dating.
Yeah.
Because it's like you sit there and you wonder, I'm like, okay, so I'm a girl. I refuse to pay the tab, but I don't want to also come off as a really rude Miss Priss, but that's traditionally how I am. So I'm going to sit here and put my hands on my lap. But however, today's society, girls are supposed to say, would you like me to pay for that? And then get out your card and pretend that you're willing to pay for that, even though
Right.
you know darn well you should not be paying for that.
Yeah.
And just like, we get confused.
Oh, he stepped up to the mic.
Go for it.
All right. So if you run into that, I'm not even going to call it a guy, just that person, go get in your car and drive away. I mean, that's not a man. That like today's generation has messed it up so bad as to what it is to be a man. Like if you don't have the money to go on a date, then what are you even doing out there?
Yeah.
You know, you're not. Are you looking for a place to live? Have you had a gender reassignment? Like, what's your issue? Because, you know, it's not going to work. Like, as a man, you go pay for the date. You take her on a date. Like, oh, would you like to split this? Come on, dude.
Oh, yeah. But it happens, unfortunately.
There's some men that I've seen on dating profiles that are like, I will not pay for you on the first 3 dates.
And I'm just
I
like,
mean, they're very upfront about it. And if you're okay with that, great.
Well,
Swipe right.
And
You're
if
not,
that's your
swipe left.
thing,
Yeah.
fine. But,
Right.
you know, I guess.
do what, Nikki? They could have gotten screwed over for their wives. Free lobster.
I guess one thing to consider is, you know, and as a guy, you've always wondered what it's like. What if I was taken on a date? What would that look like? Even, you know,
We would go to Taco Bell and Cabela's.
okay, well, yeah, and I'm in.
That's for your
I'm
birthday.
in. But like for a woman, for instance, like say you go on 1 or 2 dates and she enjoys dating you just as much. What if she came up to you and was like, "Hey, I want to take you on a date," and you're like, "Oh shit, where are we going?" But I mean, that would be exciting for a guy. Most guys have never even entertained the thought of being taken on a date. You know, I'm not gonna sit in a passenger seat like I still want to drive, but you know,
Well, how do you know where you're going to go?
well, you got to tell me.
I think Sam looks like a guy that could use a day at the spa. Some Manny and Petty time.
Well, you know, I am going through my menopause, so
Oh my gosh. Do what, Mom?
I love
Rule
it.
King.
You
Yeah,
guys
go
are
to
having
Rule
all
King.
these good
Oh my gosh,
Sam.
I have not been to Rural
No,
King.
Sam, you just had an encounter at Rule King.
Yeah.
You got to tell us.
All right.
Did you get picked up by a woman?
Oh.
Well, try.
Please
Watch.
tell.
Listen,
Please
listen
tell.
to the story.
I'm so intrigued.
Attempted abduction. So I went to Rule King, you know, typical day, going and buying feed, bedding, you know, sniffing through the sporting goods, whatever. Yeah, all decked out, wearing
Did you have
dirty.
skinny jeans on?
I had a dirty pair of Carhartt
I
bibs
was going to
covered
say,
in
I've
shit.
not
so.
seen him in a pair of skinny jeans.
And a buddy of mine that I work with called me, and we're very similar in what we do. And he said, "Hey, I see your truck outside. Where you at?" And I said, "I don't know, dude. Like we shop the same sections." And then there he is. So he comes over. We're just having like this typical farmer conversation back and forth about cattle and feed and bitching about prices have gone up. There's this woman walking around on her phone.
We know what she's doing.
And she's,
We
yeah,
know.
so she's sniffing around for a
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, she
and
is.
she locked in on one of us. We don't know which one. But we're standing right there in the center
Probably the
section.
smell of the shit that
I
turned
think
her
that
on.
It could
she
be.
must listen to Club Divorcee.
Yeah, shit Olay. Maybe she's on there. But she keeps walking around on the phone and she keeps mentioning comments like, oh my gosh, I told him not to come over and hug me. And then she'd look over and kind of look at us and we're looking at each other like, shit, dude, we got to get out of here. You want to go to the tool section? Yeah, let's go. So take off with my cart full of feed and everything. We go to the tool section. I'll be damned if she didn't come back there. And she's it's like a shark sniffing through the water.
Wow,
and keeps
she's
going
out for
around and around.
blood.
She was.
Yeah.
So we turn around and she disappeared for a while. I'm like, all right, man, it's safe. Let's get to the checkout. We're going to leave. And so we go up there, we check out. Here she comes, like out in the parking lot, walking by. And at this point, I'm pretty sure she's not even on the phone with someone. She's just holding it up and like looking over. And at this point, I'm getting in my truck, like trying to lock the door. But, that kind of stuff happens.
It's
It's
so funny.
weird. I mean, I was bartending for a while and kind of going along with, what to do and what not to do. A woman came in with her ex-husband and her brother. Her brother was best friends with the ex-husband. Now they're obviously divorced and everything. Sitting there trying to get my number and talk to me to go on a date while she's sitting there drinking with her ex-husband and her brother.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of odd.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just another
we
thing.
talked about don't be friends with your ex.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Be cordial, but
cordial.
like, why do you got to go out with
Yeah.
them?
If you have
That's a-
children, you got to make it work.
Yeah, that's
But-
co-parenting.
Yeah.
That's
you can
not being
co-parent. You're not-
BFFs.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference. And if you want to move on and meet someone else, you're not going to do it by hanging out with your ex. Absolutely not.
And if you go to Rural King looking for a dude, don't be on the phone.
And
know.
same with Tractor Supply.
Don't look like you're on a hunt. Like, take it easy.
Ask a question.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Ask a question about something like,
Right.
does this hammer look like it fits my hand?
I didn't know they came in different sizes.
Oh, dude, I'm neutered.
I know.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm neutered.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for sharing those stories. That was so funny to hear that. But to basically wrap this whole thing up, when it comes to the dating, we'll do a little bit of a recap. Please be healthy and make sure you're ready to date. Be reasonable with your expectations. Keep your priorities in check. Don't ever, ever, ever settle. Take your time for you and for your family. Trust yourself. When dating, do something short and sweet and in public. Keep it slow, simple, and only when you are ready. Keep the conversation genuine and learn about each other. Again, this is like an interview, right? But most importantly, seek God. Seek Him for the guidance, seek His will, seek His timing, and trust Him with all of those. It is
Absolutely.
His timing and it's not yours. And He will carry you through. I promise you. Promise you. So that is a wrap up for our post-divorce dating.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
I have my son, and
Okay.
we have a Taekwondo belt test. It's for his
Nice.
black belt, and it's from 1 to 5. And I think later that night, I think you might be taking him go-karting or something. I don't know, but I don't really do Valentine's Day. It's not really my jam.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of Valentine's Day. My first job was at a Hallmark store. Yeah,
I did know this about you. Oh,
So I learned
You're an
quickly.
undercover Hallmark lover.
Not a lover.
I knew
After
we had
working
things
there,
in common.
That's why I can't stand the TV shows and the movies. It ruined me.
Oh,
But no, I'm just not a big fan of that day.
I love
What are you doing?
Valentine's Day.
What are you doing?
Well, I will have my girls, and my oldest has a competition for show choir.
Okay.
So she will be away on Valentine's Day, and then she'll be back later that evening. So we'll probably cook dinner and, buy ourselves some flowers, give
Nice.
ourselves manicures,
Walk
do
them.
the girly stuff
Yeah.
because they need to know it's okay to be a girl and be feminine and as much as you want to be. So
Are you guys
yeah,
going to watch
and
the Hallmark
expect-
Channel, aren't you?
no, I try to get them to watch the Hallmark Channel, and they think it's kind of cheesy.
Well, it is, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
think
a
it's
fan
kind
of
of
it.
cheesy. Sometimes I can get my way.
I'd rather watch Step Brothers.
No, I like my cheesy stuff.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you guys all for joining us. And again, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so we can start doing this YouTube live. And if anyone wants to stick around, we'll close in prayer. If not, thanks again for joining, and go and make it matter. Miss Angela, would you take the lead?
Lord, we just want to thank you for all of our listeners out there today that have contributed to asking questions and giving their best ideas. And we just pray for those that are going through divorce or are grieving during time of the season of love, that they will just seek you, and that they won't seek love from other people, that they will instead focus on themselves and focus on you, because you have the plans. You are always the way maker, and you know exactly the path that everyone should go. We thank you and we love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.